So a voluntary disclosure, or VDA, is a process to allow typically unregistered taxpayers to come forward anonymously, oftentimes with the help of your tax services provider, to remit some past due liabilities. The state generally offers some carrots to encourage these people to come forward. There's generally a limited look-back period, 3 to 4 years versus 6 to 8 if a state finds you. And they often waive penalties, sometimes interest. So there's definitely benefit to doing a voluntary disclosure. The downside though, at least one of them, the money that you're going to turn over from a sales tax perspective is money you did not collect from your customers. So in a lot of respects, right, that money is coming out of your pocket. So there is a big financial hit to doing voluntary disclosures, ignoring any sort of professional fee considerations. So why should you do them? What I've seen in my practice is 2 to 3 situations where voluntary disclosures are typically considered. One of them is when companies are really risk averse. They do not want any surprises. They want to have a clean slate going forward. So they often come to us and say, we want to clean these up. We want to do these voluntary disclosures. But that decision is clearly impacted oftentimes by the financial hit. Another situation where voluntary disclosures are often performed or considered is when there's an exit strategy. I see this a lot of times in my direct-to-consumer e-com business, where an online retailer wants to sell their business at some point, maybe 3 to 5 years. So they think about doing these voluntary disclosures, and that's part of the process that I have with them. Is I want to talk them through these types of considerations and implications, because if you're looking at an exit strategy 3 to 5 years from now, you do not want these exposures coming to haunt you during that due diligence process, because then it impacts escrow, and it's just not something you want. And a third time, or a third reason for considering these voluntary disclosures, and what I've seen in the past, is when a company has already been acquired. And oftentimes the buyer will say, no, you have to do these as part of our deal. You have to do these voluntary disclosures to clean that up. So those are the 3 areas I've seen where voluntary disclosures are most often performed. And what we do at Clarus Partners is we essentially walk you through it step by step. There are other options you have to doing voluntary disclosures. We talk about those in a very methodical, clear, and concise way to let you make the most informed decision for your business.